Hello children, in this lesson we shall be learning about the identification and classification of living things. You will learn how to identify living things in the environment and also classify living things as plants or human beings and animals. We shall start by learning how to recognize common living things found in the environment. We shall do a first activity to identify living things. We shall then learn about the two categories of living things. Next, we shall do a second activity to classify living things under these two categories. Finally, we shall carry out a last activity to see if you can answer questions on the identification and classification of living things. Are you ready? Let us begin our lesson. Take a look around you. There are different things in your environment. For example, you may see a table, a toy, your pet, or your parent around you. Some of these things you see are alive. They are living things, and the others are non-living things. Let us look at some examples of things that you may find around you and decide whether they are living things or not. Let us have a look at this doll. If I pinch the doll, will the doll get hurt? No, the doll will not get hurt. Does the doll grow? No, it does not grow. The doll is not alive. It is a non-living thing. Now, look at this girl. She is a child just like you. If you pinch your cheek, will you be hurt? Of course, you will be hurt. We say that you are a living thing. This means that the girl is also a living thing. Now, look at this flower. If I water the flower every day, will it grow? Yes, it will grow. The flower is alive. It is a living thing. Let us now do an activity. In this activity, you will identify some living things and some non-living things. Look at this tree. Is it a living thing or a non-living thing? The tree grows when it gets water and sunlight. Hence, the tree is a living thing. What about this boy? The boy grows just like you. Hence, the boy is a living thing. Look at this car. Do you think the car can get hurt? No, the car does not get hurt. It is a non-living thing. What about this bag? Does the bag grow? No, it does not. Does it get hurt? No, it does not. Hence, the bag is also a non-living thing. What can you say about the dog? Does the dog grow? Yes, it grows, just like us. Hence, the dog is a living thing. What about the butterfly? It flies around and it can get hurt. Hence, it is a living thing. Do you think the rose is a living thing? Yes, it is like the tree. It will stop growing if it does not get water. Hence, the rose is a living thing. And finally, what about water? Is it a living thing or a non-living thing? Water does not grow. It is a non-living thing. I hope you were able to make the difference between the living things and the non-living things. In science, living things can be classified into two main categories. The first category is plants, and the second category is human beings and animals. Do you know why human beings and animals are put in the same category? This is because human beings and animals share many similar characteristics. For example, unlike plants, both human beings and animals can move from one place to another. Let us do a second activity. In the previous activity, we had identified 5 living things. Let us classify these 5 living things in the 2 categories, plants or human beings and animals, as shown in this table. We had the tree, the boy, the dog, the butterfly, and the rose. According to you, is the tree a plant, a human being, or an animal? Very good. The tree is a plant. What about the boy? Is he a plant, a human being, or an animal? Correct. The boy is a human being. In which category would you place the dog? Right. The dog is an animal. What about the butterfly? Well, just like the dog, the butterfly is also an animal. Finally, in which category would you place the rose? Correct. The rose is a plant. So, in this activity, we have classified living things into 2 categories, that is, plants or human beings and animals. Let us do a recap on what we have learned in this lesson. Everything around us are either living things or non-living things. Living things can be classified into 2 categories. The first category is plants. For example, a tree and a rose are plants. The second category is human beings and animals. For example, A boy and a girl are human beings. A dog and a butterfly are animals. Human beings and animals are placed in the same category as they have several common characteristics. We shall look at these characteristics in our next lesson. Now, let us see if you have understood the lesson in this last activity. In this activity, state whether the statements are true or false. First one, a baby is a living thing. Do you think it is true or false? Well done. This is true. The first reason is because a baby needs food. The second reason is a baby grows. Second one, grass is not a living thing. Do you think it is true or false? Very good. It is false. Grass grows and hence it is a living thing. Next, living things can be classified into two categories. Is this true or false? We have learned that the two categories are plants and human beings and animals. Hence, this statement is true. Next one, a water lily is a living thing and it is a plant. Is this true or false? Well, the water lily is a plant. You can find it at the botanical garden of Pamplemousse. The water lily also grows. Hence, this statement is true. Let us do a last one. A teddy bear is a living thing and it is an animal. Do you think this is true or false? Be careful with this one. Well, a teddy bear does not grow and hence it is a non-living thing. This statement is false. Let us have a recap of today's lesson. In science, living things can be classified into two main categories. The first category is plants, and the second one is human beings and animals. Human beings and animals are put in the same category because they share many similar characteristics. For example, both human beings and animals move from one place to another. In our next lesson, we shall be learning about the characteristics of living things. We have reached the end of our lesson. I hope you have enjoyed it. Have a nice day. Goodbye.